It has been a long time since that 12th December day of 1963 when we hoisted our black, red and green colored flag. We were so proud, so happy, so full of expectations. The colors on our flag were symbolic. They represented who we were as a people of Black Africa. Red was for the struggle we overcame to secure our freedom from colonial domination. And the green, oh yes, that represented the prosperity that will come from working our land and nurturing our unity in the diversity of our cultures, our tribes, and our races. Our classrooms will be the places to excel in knowledge and skills to educate the next generations, to coexist in our ethnic and cultural diversity, to heal the sick, to invent the tools we would need to be competitive in a world around us, and so much more. Years have hurtled by since that great day. Leaders have come and leaders have gone.
Ama nitastaafu kipindi hiki cha miaka mitano ikisha.
And with them, we have been through it all, the disillusionment and the constant search for a better tomorrow. We once even topped the list of the happiest people in the whole wide world, and we savored those happy moments at every opportunity with laughter and jokes, any kind of joke.
If you just hang around and don't register, you are useless. No, true. You can't be useful.
But still, there are things we haven't quite figured out. Our leaders' intolerance for political, gender, and cultural differences seem to be getting worse. So much so that they are stifling citizens' voices of reason, even as they refuse to be silenced, forever striving to rise above the noise, and influencing, albeit with difficulty, every single turn of the events in our history, one voice of reason at a time.
Kwa nini tuchukue kazi ya mtu mwingine tuweze kuifanya? Sasa na hii Kenya tumeijenga kwa muda mrefu. Kwa nini tunataka kujaribu in one day?
Even though the journey was long, 20 years plus actually, in the end, we gave ourselves a much more progressive constitution than the one we got at independence. This new constitution of Kenya 2010 would, it was hoped, enable us to create strong and independent institutions and offices, the parliament, the judiciary, the auditor general, all 12 of them. Our national treasury will be protected from corrupt practices that now seem to be making a mockery of our hopes and aspirations. Our human rights will be upheld at all times. We would enjoy servant leadership. Women, youth, and other marginalized groups will be included in decision-making, and every Kenyan would have a better chance at life, regardless of who we knew or the regions from which we came. But in less than 2 years after adopting the new constitution in August 2010, that hope seemed dashed. Our lawmakers seem to have forgotten their promises to us. that they would uphold the letter and the spirit of the Constitution and create enabling legislation to actualize on its wonderful provisions, such as the 2/3 gender rule and the integrity clause, for the benefit of all. Our politics have instead remained as divisive as they have always been since independence, maybe even worse.
Some people were buried in a hurry. Why? They were in a hurry because they could not contact their relatives.
Even though we have remained hopeful, as have our friends, well-wishers, and even some lawmakers, constantly extending a helping hand and words of wisdom.
Kenya will not succeed if it treats women and girls as second-class citizens. I want to be very clear about that.
Mr. Speaker, we have toiled in this parliament for the last few years. We've brought bills, Mr. Speaker. National Employment Authority, I sponsored in the last parliament, where all these young people who are supposedly defaulters of help would have now been engaged on compulsory internships, which would have paid those loans. Any police officer listening to me, don't you try to arrest any young person who has defaulted on help.
On the large part, though, we often wonder, how much more do we need to project our voices to impress upon our parliament to always endeavor to rise up to the occasion in pursuit of outcomes that cater for the needs of all Kenyans?
Please repeat after me. I,
Uhuru Kenyatta.
One thing is for sure, though, that voices of reason abound among us, the Kenyan citizens, and this must be facilitated and constantly heard. This will help shift the terms of engagement with our leaders and encourage them that, even as elections must be competitive, above all, they must be constructive. For elections are a contest of ideas to resolve Kenya's societal problems and not about ethnicity, personality, gender, age, or riches. The People's Dialogue Festival aims to provide such an opportunity. The inaugural 2019 edition rolls out an annual event that provides a platform for citizens to engage with leaders and with themselves and map out a better development path for ourselves and the country overall.